Hey, Jims. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. I feel like my voice sounded kind of weird when I said that. I don't know. I hope that y'all are doing well. If this video resonates with you, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. I'm just getting started, so any of your help counts. It's very appreciated. We have the fault line in the ring, Alithia in the crone, the threshold, the ocean, the sustainer, the nectar, and the forest. Whew. Gems. Some of my gyms are going through a divorce right now. Other of my gems are parting ways with people who they've been connected to in a big way for a long time. The fault line and the ring and Alithia are just kind of this idea of, I want to say just like the reality of the fact that promises can be broken. Oof. I mean, you can't argue with it. Yeah, absolutely, they can be broken. Absolutely, you can commit yourself to something that you weren't really, like, you weren't even fully cognizant of what it was that you were committing yourself to, right? I mean, like, it happens all the time. We have an idea of what we think love is, and so we fabricate relationships according to this structure. But like relationships are supposed to be on like the individual connection, and really should not be determined by like what it looks like out to the outside world. Like the boxes, that most people check are the external boxes, and then they get married and then they realize all of their internal boxes are misaligned, and then divorce results as just like in the end. Um, and I guess I want to say to that, like, just because you don't spend your entire life with one person does not mean that that time with that person wasn't something to be valued. Like you can absolutely, take the good from it all and continue on your way. But I think that you're just kind of coming into the reality that like this isn't working. And, like even though I had committed myself to this, I don't think I'm as committed to this as I once was. Um, and then the crone is the idea of just knowing, like the crone is the final stage of the maiden, the mother, the crone. She's gained understanding and insight, and I feel like there's this idea of you having gained understanding and insight is to the reason why something didn't work. And I almost feel like a sense of relief with that. Like it wasn't me. Like it was just like, and that's another thing that people don't always take into consideration with relationships is that like, yeah, you're marrying into somebody's family, but you're also marrying into their culture. Like so if you come from like, I like my ex-husband's a Gemini, and he comes from an extremely patriarchal, very religious, conservative. I mean, his grandmother asked me if I danced under the full moon at night because I was clearly not white, right? Like his father, when I was pregnant, would call my oldest son Taco. Like his family was like a whole culture, right? And that culture dominated our lives. And so, like while I can say to you, like Kyle was a he was the best man that he knew how to be in that culture, but that culture limited him, and in turn limited our relationship and our ability to grow in that, because I couldn't grow in that culture hated me. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt like he hated me, and so it was never going to work. Like that's not me like, oh, he's a terrible person, like, no, calm down. But I share that story to just, kind of, I feel like that's the energy here, is like that, like it's broken and promises break, and that's okay, because the reality of it is we were up against so much more than each other. And just like the peace that comes along with that recognition. Love it. Okay. So The threshold is the idea of like now you're free to move forward, right? Now you could go, you can cross over to that next stage of life where I think you're going to find that you have a great deal more balance. Like the sustainer and the nectar and the ocean all indicate that what it is that you're crossing over to. And again, you've got a lot of crossing over here. So some of my gems may be moving. You might be starting a new job. You might be making new friends. You might be dating new people. Take it how it resonates. It'll be different for all of my gems. But I get the feeling that it's just kind of this idea of like finally releasing the idea that like you have to be at war with someone. And like acknowledging the fact that relationships involve so much more than just two people who happen to like each other and check off some boxes, right? Um, and I feel like just allowing for that, like that to come over. And I'm just repeating myself. I'm sorry. You're like, I already said that. You already said that. Okay, sorry. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's positive though. It's a positive. I want to say like release and acknowledgement. The 10 of Pentacles popped out. Yeah, Gems, I mean, I do feel like you guys are just possibly starting a new job that's really kind of like freeing you up financially in a big way. And I want to say offering you this opportunity to step into a new world that I mean, the forest is the idea of roads not traveled, right? And it's just kind of this idea of you, I want to say experiencing like a financial freedom that really like sets you forward in a new and toward a new journey that I think that you're able to go into. I want to say just like in a healthier place, in like a more positive place, than feeling like frustrated and like the world's out to get me and angst. Like now you're feeling like no, okay, like I understand that things come to us at their place and time, what we need when we need it, and they part ways with us in their place and time when it's time, because it's time for us to go towards something that's more aligned, right? It doesn't negate the experience, and I feel like that gives you a level of peace that that makes you a little bit more curious about how it is that you can sustain the next thing. Because when you start taking more than just the generic list of boxes into consideration and you start considering all of the things that affect your relationships, whether they're romantic relationships or your friendships or your workplace environment or however that plays out for you, it's just this idea of like recognizing that like sometimes you just need to let things go. Okay, so gems. The Lovers. Ace of Swords. Yes, because you're stepping into your new truth, Gems. Go towards your new love, your new truth. Cheers. I mean, the Six of Cups is this idea of like nostalgia and kind of looking back over your memories and, taking the good and acknowledging the fact that when we look back over our memories, we have a larger understanding than we did in the past. It's just kind of like, I feel like it's this freedom. Like you feel free to move forward in a different direction because you've gained this understanding. It's allowing you to really go forward towards your new beginning with like a high level of curiosity. Because now instead of thinking that everything's just going to go wrong because everything always does, and you know what I mean? Like it's just like you flip the switch of rhetoric and it changes your whole world. Temperance, balance, Gems. I feel like your energies are aligned. Like this release that you experience and this like movement that you feel like allows you to really embody an alignment that helps you to just like move forward in a free state I want to just like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, like financially, like you feel free right now, Gems, and I'm so glad. Okay, let's do one more card for my Gems on the call to read. Boom. I feel like saying, if you know like proper plant care, right? If you know the types of lighting it needs and types of watering that it needs, and if it thrives in, like how you can do that, then you can create a safe environment for balance and love and truth, and you can explore and you can sustain, and the world is boundless, and you can make sure that it's a safe place. And I feel like that's what you're setting out to do. And I love that, Gems. That's beautiful. 1111. Okay. I hope this resonates. Please, please, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in booking a personal read, click the link in the description box below. If this is where we part ways, thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I hope that I will see you again soon. Bye.